All right, folks, Jermaine Farrell in the house. It's the Hardee's Friday Night Blitz Media Days. We're getting ready for the 2025 season, and our next stop is a trip to southwest Roanoke County, checking in on the Knights of Cave Spring, and they're led by their third-year head coach, and Hunter Shepard. And Coach Shepard, thank you so much for being here, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Well, Coach, last year, 2-8 year, missed out on the playoffs. Just talk about, because now you're in your third year now. In the first 2 years, you're trying to get things rocking, but your third year now, how you think the progression has gone and how the players are buying into what you're trying to get to them?
It's been a big off-season thing for us, and now the past 2 years, the kids have kind of bought into the off-season, but they've been young. So like now they're kind of getting to the point where I'm a little more junior-driven, a little bit older, and they're getting a little more physical. They're getting stronger, and they can buy in the weight room all they want as freshmen and sophomores, but if they're just not physically there yet, it's hard to compete, and we're kind of getting to the point now where we're a little older and should compete a little bit better on Friday night.
You know, obviously coming from Stanton River to coming over to Cave Spring, obviously it's still football, it's all that, but how do you feel overall? Do you feel, like you mentioned before, you feel now that you are comfortable after you going in your third year?
Yeah, it's definitely a different culture. It's been a different culture every other stop I've made, and it's kind of having to make that culture into your own and trying to build into it. And it's been a couple years getting there, but now we're having kind of the younger kids are into it, and we are. The off season's been just a massive thing for us. Their weight room's been the biggest thing, as they are bought into that, and that's been the biggest culture piece, and that'll only lead into the season.
Now, looking at the season, you start off with county rival. You go to Williamsburg on the 29th. But overall, looking at your schedule, you dropped Western Albemarle, you picked up Tunstall, and you're playing the Trojans for the first time ever in the regular season. The only other meeting was the 2012 playoffs. You lost to them 19-15. But then your other non-district games are Roanoke County teams, like again Williamsburg. You're hosting Northside. You're at Glenver. You're playing 10 straight games, so you don't get a bye week because your bye week would be week 11. And then a couple other things, 6 home games, including 4 in a row in the middle of the season. You're playing 9 of the 10 games in the Roanoke Valley. You're ending your season at Christiansburg, which is your longest road game of the year. So it looks like overall, when you look at it looks very favorable because you don't have any long trips, and you have 6 home games, and you're playing in the Roanoke Valley. Just talk about just all that there.
Our schedule's pretty familiar. I mean, kind of the way it works for us with our district schedule, we have 6 games, and in Roanoke County we have to play the other 3 teams. So the one team I get to adjust was Western and Tunstall, which it worked out in terms of Tunstall is actually the head coach there is a buddy I played with in college. So I know him very well. I've kind of paid attention to what he's done. So we're still relatively familiar with what they do, and we're familiar with the rest of the schedule. So it's not like it's anything new for us in seeing it. The big question mark this year is just how you can handle the 10 games in a row, and plus 2 scrimmages. So it's 12 weeks of football before you kind of get a bye week, and that's always, even last year where we had kind of the same situation. It's an adjustment you kind of got to make on the run and try to pull back when you need to and push when you need to, and it becomes a tug and pull thing that we got to figure out how to keep kids healthy throughout the season.
And then when I notice when teams are in this situation, I've seen it where they have bye week in week 1. So you start to see, bye week, or it's at the end, or it's real early or super late. Because I know most teams, they're right in the middle. You play 5 and you play 5 or whatever you can.
Yeah.
But, when you look at it from that perspective, I mean, I guess this might sound like a dumb question. How is it that schedule sets up to where you don't have a bye week somewhere in the mix?
It's because our district schedule, there is 7 teams in it. So basically we have to play 6 games, and they rotate through. To make it all kind of work for the entire district, we all kind of have to rotate through having a later bye week. And then last year we had a week 10 bye week. This year we have a week 11. Next cycle we'll kind of move it back towards the middle. It's kind of just a rotating thing. I know for a long time, a couple other teams in the district have done it. Hidden Valley had it a couple years ago. Christiansburg had it a couple years ago, and it just so happened it's our turn, and we'll try to make the best of it.
Good stuff. If you could talk about the players you brought today and what they mean to the team and their impact.
Both of them have been, I've had since they were sophomores, and they have been the 2 that have bought in from day one. And you can see the change in physicality, the way they've kind of gone through it. They're both high-end athletes. Cam Wilson has kind of had to jump around positions quite a bit through his career. He's had to learn. He is at quarterback now and safety, and he's a very high-end athlete that's just a smart kid. JR is one of our running backs and then one of our corners. And they've both just the weight room. They're two of our strongest kids, even as being 170 pounds. They're two of the strongest kids. They've bought in from the day I got there, and it's shown all the way now.
I got to ask you this: how much fun is it knowing that you're pretty much on the doorstep of the season, because the practices are getting ready to really amp up, and then games will happen next month?
It's getting to the point where it's just been a long 3 months. We've been going 4 days a week for 3 months now. The kids are gearing up for it. They're ready for it. For us, it's definitely time to get ready to actually play in some real games instead of kind of going through the motions of the summer. You'd actually like to get into a little pad. So I think we're all kind of biting at the bit to get there.
Now, obviously, you mentioned this, which is interesting. Now, again, we talk about your third year, and there's a base, there's a foundation. But at the end of the game, what do you feel is going to take for you guys to, get toward the season you want, winning season and get into the playoffs? I mean, again, K-Spring, they haven't won a playoff game since 2012. So it's been a while since there's been any type of playoff movement. What do you think it'll take for you guys to get there?
2 years ago, when my first year here, we got to the point where we were still older. We had quite a few seniors, but it was just trying to get over that hump. We lost a lot of games by many points in the last minute. And then last year, we kind of had to reload a little bit from those seniors, and it became more of a younger-driven team, just naturally what we had. And it became just trying to physically compete and take the small things and try to do them well, even though we were physically outmatched most games. Going in this year, it's been the kids have just, from day one since the end of the season, have just worked to get bigger, stronger, and faster. And going in this, it's just trying to now get over that hump of finishing games. And at the last minute, when there's a play to be made, we got to be there to make it. And I think I have a good group with that. And it's kind of, we are set up to be competitive. Now we just got to get to the point where we get over that hump.
Well, Coach Shepard, I appreciate you coming here always. I mean, you do a great job, and thanks for all you do for high school athletics, and good luck this year.
I appreciate it. Thank you guys for having me.
Anytime. And again, the K-Spring Knights, they open up the season August the 29th in Vinton as they take on the William Byrd Terriers. And we put a bow on this part of the Hardee's Friday Night Blitz Media Days as we get you ready for the 2025 season.
Cam Wilson.
Cool beans. Spell it out for me.
CamWilson.
Where you go to school?
K-Spring.
Position?
Safety and quarterback.
Yup. And what year are you entering in school?
I am a 2026, so a senior.
That's what I thought. All right. Well, first, man, I gotta ask you, how's it feel to be back?
Oh, it feels amazing, man. I'm excited. I'm a returning captain, so it's definitely a lot on the line, but I'm really excited to play this year. Put it all on the line this year, senior year, so last ride, so we'll see how it goes.
I know last year was not necessarily the result you guys want. I know you guys always have higher expectations.
Sir.
How do you kind of take with the lessons that you learned this year? How do you kind of use that and catapult them forward? I know your group. I know how y'all respond to things.
Yes, sir.
And I know y'all want to take it to the next level, right?
Yes, sir.
Go for it.
So last year, definitely struggled with the mentality aspect. The senior, we had great seniors, just not great leadership responsibilities. And this year we're bringing a new mindset in where everybody's involved, no matter you're a senior, freshman, everybody's involved on the field, in the weight room, everybody's talking, everybody's lifting each other up. We're just trying to build down that mentality to where if you make a good play, whole sidelines erupting. If you do something good in the weight room, everybody's cheering you on. So if we can establish that mindset, it doesn't matter what size we are, how little we are, how big we are, we're going to dominate on the field this year. So, yeah.
And I mean, being one of the juniors last year, kind of being put into a position of leadership yourself.
Sir.
How did you I know we talk about this game in a physical aspect, but mentally as a young gun at that time, how did you kind of step up and say, you know what, we gotta do better, guys.
Yeah.
Gotta put the team on your back every once in a while, right? And you gratefully stepped into that role.
Yeah. Yeah. So we had an issue at the beginning of the season with the quarterback. Our quarterback transferred, and we didn't have a quarterback. And I was like, well, if I want to be a leader this year, I got to step into that role. So I stepped into that role, and that put me in a good spot to lead the team. And it was definitely harder last year because I was new to it. I was a junior, but throughout the season I started to speak up more, pick up my players and make sure everybody was good. And definitely this year is going to be because it's my last year, so I'm going to put it all out. So this year I'm going to be, taking that role up to the next level.
I know that was one of the things, and I could hear you from the other end of the field.
Yeah.
Because accountability for you was a huge, huge deal. And it doesn't matter, yes, it always matters whether or not you win or lose a game. But if someone's not doing something, that leads to whether or not you win and or lose the game.
Yes, sir.
So for you, in terms of accountability and now being in the senior role, now being the senior leader, how are you an extension of Coach Shep? Like, how do you motivate some of these young guys or get on them? You know what I mean?
Yeah, so Coach Shep gave, us captains the responsibility to, like, lead in the locker room, in the weight room, and, like, even on the field, like especially in the locker room, the coaches are in the office, like, it's hard for them to see everything. Like, if I see a player down, upset about something, I go up to him, I'm like, yo, man, let's go, let's get this together. It's going to be a good day today, And especially on the field, yesterday as a kid, his head was down. I went over to him, I was like, hey, man, like, everything's going to be good, man. You're new to this, I'm also new to this, like, so we guys, work together, be brothers, man. It's a brotherhood out on this field. So, definitely I'm trying to basically be trying to be like a role model kind of to, like, the younger kids so they can, like, definitely achieve to, sometime be a captain, 2-year captain too. So definitely just trying to lead by example and not try to lift people up and do as best as possible. So, yeah.
I feel like sometimes this team always has the pieces, but they're at different times.
Yeah.
I feel like this year the pieces are consistent.
Yeah.
And not that you have one piece that's greater than the other or one piece that's this, here, whatever. Do you feel like there's a certain amount of consistency that you guys have found this year?
Yeah, so definitely throughout the whole summer, there's definitely been a new feeling, like when we go in the weight room or on the field, where I'm like, this year is going to be the year. Because I feel like everybody, since we've had that chemistry all since freshman year, like I've played football with most of these kids all year, like all 4 years of high school. So that chemistry's there. That mindset's definitely there. That mindset I was just preaching before, it's definitely there. It's that new mindset that we're bringing back to K-Spring football, and I think it's going to be way different this year.
I know Coach Shep, I was at his introductory press conference. So, when he came in here, it was very much so. He brings a lot of experience from all over Southwest Virginia, just in general. I mean, he's a guy who's played here, he's done the whole thing. In terms of that type of mindset and saying, hey, we want to build something that is going to be a perennial type of powerhouse.
Yeah.
It seems like you have taken that on to say, like, oh yeah, we're going to do it, and it's going to start with me. Is that kind of where you're at right now? Yeah,
like it definitely not just me; it's the seniors right now. Like it's definitely the upperclassmen. I preach to all the upperclassmen that we're gonna like change this program, and it starts with us, not the coaches. It starts with us. Like if we can preach it, then the underclassmen will start to take under our wing, and it'll build up, and then everybody will know, and start feeling that same way. So yeah, definitely just starts with us, like the players, upperclassmen.
And of course, I gotta ask you, man. Hey, how excited is it just to be back out here with the Blitz? I mean, you better start hitting in a few weeks.
Oh, I'm excited, man. It's like, like 7-on-7. That's like, man, whatever. But like once the pads come on, that's real football. So I'm definitely excited for that. Like camp season's over. I'm excited to put the pads on and get to work.
And my last question, what does Coach Shep mean to you, man?
He is definitely a role model. I love Coach Shep. He's like he's kind of like an older brother figure to me. He's like, teaches me what to do, and then I take that and teach my, other brothers how to do it and stuff. And I also talk to my other captains, and we all preach that same mentality that he's preaching to us. And we're kind of just I forgot the word, but we kind of just hand out what he's handing out to us, basically. So yeah, I love Coach Shep. He's a great coach, great dude. So yeah.
Did you talk about their schedule?
Yeah.
Okay, like the 10 straight games?
Oh, no, I didn't. I talked about other stuff.
Y'all have like 10 straight games where like y'all's bye week come like super late. I think like week 11.
Yeah, it's after our last game.
Just talk about that and how, that's kind of.
Yeah. So I have no problem with it. It'll push us to be our best every game. Like we get no break. and that's honestly fine with me. Like other teams need their bye week, need their break, but I feel like we don't need it. We can just go through all these games and just have a target on our back every game, no break, and that just pushes us to make the playoffs. Because if we make the playoffs, then we get that bye. So it just pushes us to do good all season. So yeah.
James Murphy.
Spell it out for us.
JAMESMURPHY.
All right. What school you go to?
Go to K-Spring.
And position?
Corner and wing.
And then graduating class.
2026.
All right, bet. All right, just look at me the whole time.
Okay.
Don't worry about looking at the camera. Okay. Obviously, last season probably didn't go as expected. I know you guys probably want like a clean slate, but just talk about last season and what you kind of hope to turn around for this year.
Last season, I felt like after a couple things went wrong, we just gave up on the game. Just wanted to end early. I think mistakes do happen, but we just have to pick our heads up and think about the next play. Don't think about the past. And this season, with a new mindset, I'm hoping everyone just stays locked in throughout the whole game, don't fear no one, and play to win.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, didn't you guys started like 2-0, right, on the first? Wait, did y'all go like split?
I think we won our first game
And
and
then
then
went
on
1-1.
losing streak.
Yeah. Overall, like, how much dedication, how much, determination do you feel like the seniors plus the younger class needs to be, committed more at practice versus, actually being able to establish everything come Friday night?
I feel like during football season, everyone on the team should be just focused on football. Like, of course, they have other stuff going on that you can't really avoid, but through other sports, I think it should just be football for now. And through the weight room and on the field, I think the energy is getting up where we need it to be. And I think people are starting to realize how good we can be.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's your senior year. What are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to playing. I'm ready to put the pads on, get hit, winning, losing. It's ready to play football.
What would you say is like kind of like, I know it's early, but you guys would probably have to like kind of search for a new identity. It's Coach's third season here with you guys. I feel like y'all are now comfortable with the man. Like, talk a little about just the chemistry, the brotherhood. What does Cave Spring has to offer this year?
I think K-Spring has to offer a lot. We're hoping, well, we're not really hoping. We're going to be a team where instead of people looking at us and being like, oh, we don't need to practice or try hard to practice this day, we're going to be a team where they're going to have to focus all week to have a chance of beating us this year. And through the brotherhood with like Coach Shepard, the other captains, people on the team, everyone's pretty close. If they need something, if they need a ride to practice, they know who to call, get to practice. And Coach Shepard's always there if you need him.
How is he as a coach, and what does he mean personally to you?
Oh, he's a good coach. You can joke around with him. He won't take everything too seriously. To me, he's like another friend, someone I can joke around with, someone I can tell something if I need to.
All right, y'all got 10 games back to back. I mean, it's going to be a lot, but you got your buddy over here saying that's what y'all need.
Yeah.
Like, would you agree, and how are y'all kind of plan to execute that?
Oh, I agree. I mean, last season we had 9 games and bye week and then another game. I think it's good to be locked in throughout the whole 10 straight games instead of taking a break and then coming back and then being like, you got to get back into the rhythm of it. 10 straight games, nothing really too bad about it. Just get to play football more, I guess.
Playoffs is kind of something I'm sure that's on on everybody's mind, especially this after not making it last year. But how would that feel just to kind of get to a place, even if it's just first round? But what if it's second round? Just talk about playoffs in general.
I think making it back to playoffs would be a big eye opener for people in the school. People to, instead of just looking at the football team being like, they're not going to be that good this year, to actually come out, give football a shot, Build a better program for kids coming up, kids going to K-Spring. Maybe less people transfer out. To be honest, making the playoffs is probably one of my biggest goals this season.
All right. What have you been working on in the offseason?
Weights. To be honest, through the off season, I've been putting in work to become a better corner and better wing as we need. And I've been mainly just lifting, trying to get stronger, faster, better for the football season, better for the football team.
All right. Y'all got any goals, any expectations? I know it's kind of early, but.
My biggest goal this season, other than winning and making it to the playoffs, will probably be setting a good example, a good program to where people in middle school and rec are looking forward to coming up to playing varsity football.
All right. A big goal. Okay. You got any questions?
No, that was great.
All right.